Hey everybody, how's it going today? Well, the market is falling like a rock and so is Tesla. But the big question is, of course, is Tesla a buy right now or is it going to fall further? Now, Tesla hit a high of just over $500 about a week ago, and as of this recording, it's trading under $350 now for a drop of over 30%. If you missed out on Tesla, or if you're still in the stock like I am and you're looking to add to your position, I think from a technical perspective, this is a decent spot to be adding. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. I personally only like to add on to my long-term holds on pullbacks, and with Tesla stock, you just don't get very many opportunities for deep pullbacks anymore. But we're getting one right now, and I don't plan on missing out on it. Now, I don't know if this is the bottom or not, but if I had to guess, I would say Tesla still has a little farther to fall, but I always think that when a stock is pulling back, so I never try to call a precise bottom. Now, if we look at the chart, I think right now Tesla is in an area that could offer up some pretty good support. The first reason why I think this area could offer support is because if you look back in July, this area right here was some pretty strong resistance, and now that old resistance area becomes support. Now, I was hoping that Tesla was going to pull back farther to the 50-period simple moving average back then, and I was going to buy some more, but then, of course, they announced the stock split, and the thing just took off. But anyway, this resistance level should become support, so that's the first reason. Let me get rid of that. Another reason why I think this area could offer up some good support is if I put a Fibonacci grid from the top we just made all the way to the low back in March, you can see right now we are at the 61.8% retracement level. And if I zoom in closer, you can see that level was pretty much the low of the day. So that level is already offering up some support, at least temporarily, as of right now. And the last reason why I think this area is a decent area to be adding to your position or just starting a position, let me get rid of that real quick, is because this blue line on the chart, this is the 50-period simple moving average. And stocks usually find some support at that level, and that, in fact, is where I have my order right now. I put that order in before the day started, and it has not executed yet. I put my order in at $331.66, and the low for today was $335.99. And I thought my order was going to get hit. Actually, if I go to this intraday chart, let me back it out a little bit. And it almost hit it in the first half hour. I was coming down to my buy order pretty quickly. I thought it was going to hit it no problem, but it reversed here at about $336, and it hasn't come back yet. But what you'll notice on these correction type environments in the market, when we have a big down day, they tend to accelerate in the last hour. So I'm not moving my order just yet. I'm optimistic that Tesla's down day could accelerate and hit my order later in the day. If it doesn't, I might raise my order up a little bit and buy some stock. I don't want to miss out on this pullback if that was the bottom and Tesla does turn around, because you just don't get pullbacks in Tesla very often. You know, you don't want to miss out on them. But if I go back to earlier this year, let me zoom back a little bit. Now, if you've watched any of my other Tesla videos, you know that I bought back in 2019 in the low 200s, and I sold 2/3 of my position. Actually, on this day, I got lucky and sold 2/3 of it, about $910. And then I started buying back when it started hitting these moving averages. My first buy was when it hit this 50-period simple moving average. I think that was right around $600 back then. But that was my first buy, and then I bought a couple more times, and my last buy was when it hit that 200-day simple moving average, this yellow line on the chart. Now, you never know how far a stock is going to pull back, but when you get pullbacks in high-growth, good companies like Tesla, you got to take advantage of them. So when I bought my first lot back at the 50-period simple moving average, of course, I didn't know it was going to fall all the way down to the yellow line, or I would have just bought everything back there. But if I zoom forward, obviously, as scary as this pullback was at the time, this was a great time to be adding Tesla. This, of course, was an even better time. I wish I would have added even more there, but I'm glad I bought at least a little bit there. You just want to be adding when these stocks pull back. And it's the easiest thing in the world to hold these stocks when they're going up. You know, it feels great when they're going up, and when it pulls back, it's a little scary. But you have to take advantage of it. That's how you make money in these high growth stocks that are taking off. And a side note, I took my family down to the beach for the Labor Day weekend. We were down there for about 5 days. And I live out in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania, and you never see Teslas around here. You know, everybody drives, you know, their daily driver is a huge pickup truck, you know, like a Ford Super Duty or a Chevy 2500. You know, little old ladies who work at the library, you know, that's their daily driver is a 2500 diesel truck. But anyway, you just never see Teslas around here. And last year, one of the doctors that lives in the area actually bought a Tesla. So he's the first one to get a Tesla around here. I was actually hoping to be the first one, but I'm holding out for the Cybertruck. But anyway, when we go on our road trips, we like to go on road trips for the vacations. We have a little game we play. We like to count the Teslas that we see on the road, you know, and usually I end up losing because I'm driving and everybody can pay more attention to the road, to the other cars more than I can. But it seems like on this trip that we just took down to South Carolina, there were a ton of Teslas on the road. I couldn't believe how many we were counting. Usually we count them every once in a great while, you know, we'll see one. But man, there was like a 10-mile stretch that we counted like over a dozen of them. So Teslas are really starting to take off. We're starting to see a ton of them on the road. There's no doubt that Tesla is going to be a huge, huge growth story for years to come. So you just want to take advantage of these pullbacks when you can, because Tesla has so many other things going on other than just cars. You know, the autonomous driving is going to be big when they solve that. You know, their battery technology is second to none. So trust me, you just want to take advantage of these pullbacks in Tesla. You never know how low it's going to go. I'm not trying to call any bottoms. I just want to be a buyer when Tesla pulls back. Now, if I pull up a chart of Apple, let me bring this to a weekly chart. Start going back here. Apple was just such a high growth story for a lot of years. And you wanted to be adding on these pullbacks every single time. Go all the way back to 2001. Now that's before Apple. Apple was obviously going to be a huge growth story, but when you got into the mid-2000s, it started to become more obvious. And of course, everything's obvious in hindsight, but you know, if you bought these pullbacks, even if you started here, you know, you started here at the 50-day simple moving average, and it wasn't the exact bottom, but if you started at it, you added some more at the 200-day simple moving average and started walking forward, you know, you were not sorry you bought on those pullbacks. Here's another pullback to the 50-period simple moving average. Now, back in 2013, Apple had a deep, deep pullback. You know, if you'd bought at the 50, obviously that wasn't the bottom. It made it much lower, and in fact, it didn't even make it to the 200. Here's some of my old notes when I was buying it. Like I said, didn't even make it to that yellow line, the 200-day simple moving average. But walking forward to 2016, you know, these were great places to be adding. And the 50 period and the 200-day are usually really, really low-risk areas to buy these high-growth stocks. Here's another one in Apple. Just barely touched that yellow line. And the reason why you see stocks bounce at these levels is usually the professional money managers, that's when they want to be adding stock. They usually wait till it gets to those averages. Now here was another area. It just barely popped above. Here was a pullback to the 50-period simple moving average. But you can just see when you add to your high growth stocks in these areas, you're usually not sorry. But that's all I had for you today, folks. I just wanted to let you know that Tesla seems like it is a really decent add at this point in time. Time will tell, but I'm confident that this is going to be a good buy point for me in the future. Let me know in the comment sections what you think. Let me know if you think this is a good area to be adding technically, or if you think it's going to fall to another area, or if you think I should just be selling out completely. If you think we're entering a huge market correction and we should be selling, let me know that in the comments, and give me some evidence too. I'd love to be able to check out what you have to say. But all right, that's all I have for you today, folks. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a good day.